Hello, my name is Alina and I represent the international recruitment company Clarus. Everything in the webinar is based on our experience of interviewing and employing thousands of candidates. If you have some questions, send your email at application@clarusapex.com. I'll try to answer all of them. Webinar will last for about 30 minutes. Don't be afraid if you will miss some part of webinar. You will get a copy of the recording at your email. Relocation abroad for work can be a big step forward in your career, but understandably that some people have trepidation about taking the leap. In this webinar, we will look at the advantages and disadvantages of working abroad and hopefully help you make your decision. Now we will talk about advantages. Good standard of living. People who work abroad live with high standard of and their lifestyle changes to a greater extent. Life in another countries is altogether different from the home country. If we move from one place to another, we experience difference in all the things, be it culture, style of living, food habits, language, atmosphere, ambience, likes, dislikes, and many other things that at time remains unnoticed. Experience different cultures. The people who choose to work abroad experience different religious as well as working cultures. They get to learn a lot about more than one culture. It enhanced their knowledge and also makes them aware of their surroundings and the whole world. Travel the whole world. Working abroad also helps a person to travel. One gets to see the whole world along with doing work. It can also act as refreshment from work for a few days and can make a person more excited moving to another country for work. If you have decided that you would like to work abroad, you can either do so for a short time in the form of a year out or a gap year or relocate long term or permanently. Learning languages. Moving from one country to another helps a person to know different languages. Apart from the mother tongue, one learns German, French, English, and many others according to the country one lives for the work. Learning teamwork. It is heard that the people in abroad have the best quality of working in a team. A person learns how to work in team and gets to know the criteria and methods by which they work. One gets to learn a lot by visualizing as well as working among them in an office. Earning in foreign currency. One gets to earn a lot, thus building a strong bank balance. A person, if moves from India to America, will earn in dollars, and as the value of the currency is more, a person will earn more, thus will help in near future. You may specifically be able to engage in projects that just would not happen in your local area, and this will both enhance your CV and allow your greater exposure to experiences for your professional development. Also, the pay rewards can be better in other countries, and there may be greater chance to career advancement. Meeting and tackling people of heterogeneous nature. As we move away from our homeland, we come across people with different cultures, languages, ideas, beliefs, methods of working, nature, and so on. With this way, meeting different people from different countries, one gets to learn how to tackle people of heterogeneous nature. This adds to skill of handling a large-scale company with many employees. Gives weightage to resume. Working abroad gives weightage to the resume. It helps you to stand out from the crowd. Wherever a person goes, he or she is given the preference as he or she gets an international experience. So, in this way, such a resume is given more preference than any other. International working experience is first and foremost choice for the competitors. Working in another country is the ideal way to improve existing skills or learn new ones, making you more attractive to employers and as well as being a beneficial addition to your CV. More chances of promotion. A person with international experience has more chances of promotion and success. A person gets success and promoted in early stage just due to the stamp of an international experience in a particular field. It helps you to develop at faster rate and helps further your career at quicker rate. Improves communication skills. A person is able to improve his communicative skills as he or she come across language barriers and many cultural differences. By dealing with all such barriers, one learns the skill of communicating with people of different cultures and languages. Gaining experience on international projects early in your career can give you a competitive edge as well as being very um, personally rewarding. The majority of employers will recognize the value of international experience. You will have gained not only new language skills and technical experience, but can use the experience to demonstrate your ambition and ability to adapt to a different culture and working environment. Research by Harvard Business Review found that people who have international experience or identify with more than one nationality are better problem solvers and display more creativity. It seems as though people with international experience get promoted quicker too. Working abroad gives you that experience which is needed to stand out from the crowd. Working abroad can also help you to develop yourself and further your career at a quicker rate. Research has shown that members of staff who work abroad are exposed to higher level and more complex issues sooner in their career. Workers will also experience increased responsibility, both at home and at work. Dealing with issues such as language barriers and cultural differences can help you improve your communication skills and adaptability, which is hugely important these days. In the modern working world, managers and senior members of staff are expected to have an international or global outlook. Realistically, this can only be achieved by someone who has experience in international working environment. Nowadays, choosing to work abroad is a trend of many people. They choose to work in other countries because of many reasons. Working abroad is considered as a chance to experience new stage scenes, meet people from different countries. You'll have a chance to work in professional environment where high-tech facilities have work together with talented and experienced colleagues. If you meet any trouble in your job, you can discuss it with colleagues and find out a good solution more easily. In the foreign companies, teamwork is much appreciated. Thanks to it, you can uphold your cooperated ability with the other colleagues. Therefore, you can get lots of teamwork experience. In foreign country, employees are given various social welfare such as pension for retired workers, labor insurance, medical care. Besides, your income in sufficient for you to have a higher living standard than in your own country. However, that's not all. People who work abroad can get many problems if they were not prepared carefully before. The most difficult thing is language barrier. If your foreign language is not good, it can limit you to communicate with foreigners. It can also make them misunderstand you. It will lead to a bad result for people working abroad. Therefore, you should prepare for your own a good foreign language so um, that you can understand what others say as well as let them know what you speak. Culture clash is also a big problem. You must learn carefully about the custom and habit of people in that country. When in Rome, do as the Romans do is a good tip for people who want to work abroad. You should pay more attention to the weather, rebels, and unstable politics of the country you work in as well. It is too dangerous for you when working in a country having terrorism. You can even be in dangerous situation to yourself or have to face up to bad problems. For example, Vietnamese workers are coming back Vietnam after the earthquake in Japan. Thus, working in peaceful countries is always better than others. In summary, each person has their own ways to get success and enjoy their lives. Working abroad always have its own advantages and disadvantages. Anyway, many people choose this way and make it become a common trend today. Pros of working abroad. Depending on your industry, there might be more options in foreign cities, meaning that you're more likely to get hired. Working abroad gives you the ability to see the world. Many companies offer, sorry, many companies offer incentives to employees who are willing to move overseas, such as free housing and annual bonuses. Moving overseas is the best way to learn a second language, and having these skills look great on the resume when you're job hunting in the future. You might be able to find a location with awesome weather, depending on your preferences. It's like you're always on vacation. Working abroad makes it easier to become a citizen of otherwise legally stay in a country where you want to live. Experiencing different cultures and build cultural awareness. Enhancing your CV, building confidence and self reliance, developing independence and personality, gaining new qualifications and improve professional skills. Employers will be impressed with your initiative and flexibility. Learn new working styles and build international network. Okay, the disadvantages of working abroad are as follows. International business does not stick with a person for long. A person is, if works overseas, have to move from one country to another, and this way, a person is not able to stick to one thing. Such type of fluctuation is in work is a great barrier for and divert one's mind, affecting the work to a larger extent. Feeling of loneliness and no stability. As one has to move frequently from one place to another, one may feel lonely as the friend circle and social life is affected on the whole. Missing the old friends and family, thus and so feeling homesick badly in the common thing. One has to fight all such emotions to move ahead. International business communities don't stick around for long. As soon as you make some friends, they could be shipped for somewhere else. Therefore, there might not be much stability in your social life and lead to a feeling of loneliness, which could be a problem if you are suffering from culture shock or something similar. However, on the plus side, and you are not enjoying your time abroad, you may not be aware for too long. Different cultures. As every country has its own culture, beliefs, and values, and understanding all this immediately is very difficult. So, suffering from cultural shock, difference in behavior pattern of people from different countries is a great disadvantage of working abroad. Learning new languages in short span. A person has to learn a number of languages that do in a short span of time. Learning languages is also a Herculean task, and if not learned by a person, then it can lead to communication barrier. A person will not be able to understand what other says. Neither will be able to communicate well. Another potential problem is that you could end up being a very long way away from your friends and family back home. This is especially so around the holiday period. If you are not able to go home for traditional holidays like Christmas or Easter, then you may begin to resent your time abroad. One has to work incessantly without any occasional holidays. This also sometimes frustrates a person and thus affects the work quality. Another common complaint about working abroad is the difference in living conditions. This is not always sure that you will get the best condition to live in, as every country does not provide a person with good working condition. It will depend highly on where to choose to live for your work. If you decide to work in a developing country, then the living conditions may not be what you expect them to be. For example, your accommodation might be in an old building with dodgy electric supply and no heating in the winter. The food may not be to your tastes. All of these things could have a negative effect to your experience working abroad. People may or may not be rude. You never know what kind of people you will come across. rude or polite, whatever nature a person is, one has to tackle it in a smart way as you are working overseas. One must learn the custom and habit of people in the country you are moving. No guarantee of getting a good position in another country. It is not necessary always that you will be relocated at the same post in the next country. For those who think of leaving a country and current post, for the purpose of setting abroad, should not expect for a guaranteed same post. One may even get less salary than the present. So one has to prepare with all such risks uh, one may go through. Safety issues. One may either do not feel safe overseas. No friends, no family, no social life, and all such things should be taken into consideration beforehand, and you should be prepared emotionally before going abroad. Learning new norms and laws. Every country has its own rules and norms of working. Adapting those norms within a blink of an eye is difficult, but if the norms are strict and a person fails to attempt according to those rules, you may fall into a greater trouble, which may further become a never ending process. Lower level job. One may get a lower level job or can even get menial work to do in the initial stages in case the experience in the homeland is not good enough. So, for such uh, circa- circumstances, one has to be prepared for and be strong enough to handle a difficult situation in case of a person comes through. If you were relocated to a new country as part of your existing employment, this doesn't really apply to you. For those of you who are thinking about leaving your current post to start um, completely from scratch in a new country, there are no guarantees that will you land a position at a higher or even at the same level in your new country. So this doesn't only mean that your job status will be lower, but you may also have a lower salary as well. This is something you should think carefully about as it could affect your quality of life. Cons of working abroad. It's expensive to move to another country if you take your belongings with you. It can be a hassle to go through the paperwork of moving to another country legally. If you're moving to a new country, you might not know anyone or even know the native language. If you feel homesick, it's harder to visit friends and family if you're coming from another country. It will be harder for your family to adjust to new schools or find a new job. Taxes are often higher in foreign countries. You could miss out on a promotion and at your home office if you're busy working overseas. Living conditions aren't great in every country. It depends on where you live. So above are the various advantages and disadvantages of working abroad. No matter how many disadvantages it has, one must look forward with positive attitude towards and advantages and move ahead in life. Everything in life has pros and cons. Leaving aside the cons, one must look ahead and choose what one feels to be right. Every person aspires to go abroad, work, and finally settle there. In order to go abroad, one has to start from the scratch and work mm, accordingly. It is not impossible, but yes, difficult enough. Moreover, the grass is always green on the other side, and before getting attracted to the greener portion of the grass, you must get through the darker side too. As knowing the both comforts and difficulties is must before starting any new work. Now I want to share the 8 tips on how to overcome loneliness when living abroad. Discover your own interests of something that you would do in routine. Slowly discover things around you, and you will be surprised to find something that really interests you. Things that would keep you busy during your spare time, but at the same time benefits your certain ways. For instance, take a slow walk every morning, or visit the gym often, and get yourself out there for a good workout. Often, you will find friendly faces that greet you good morning, and with a friendly smile. That would brighten up your day. Take to someone that used to experience living alone. Do not be afraid to let your close friends or family know so that you feel lonely. Share and express your feelings to someone that used to experience what you are experiencing. They might be able to give you real advice, and you will be surprised that they have even much more to share with you about themselves. These people are generally very independent people. Always remember that your loved ones are constantly there for you. Loved ones can be referred to your family members or your close friends. Although they are at the other side of the earth, keep in mind that they are always with you uh, whenever you feel down. This will eventually stop you from feeling lonely in the inner you. Talk talk to them occasionally and keep them informed about you. You will surprise that a short reply from them will change the way you feel. Do not compare yourself to others. If you are already feeling alone, by comparing yourself to the people around you will only make you mm, to feel even more worst. Your friends or people around you might have their own circle of friends with lots of activities going on um, every 2 days. Whereas you are spending some lonely and quiet time alone all by yourself on that day. Um, at this point, your level of emotion runs low, and it will certainly affect you in most of the things to do. Instead of allowing others to affect your mood, why not find something worthwhile to fill up the precious time you have? Rather than thinking um, of others enjoying themselves, you're uh, out there. Really focus on what you want to achieve. To really focus on the things you do, you will um, indirectly reduce the loneliness feeling in you. This is because you really commit yourself in what you do. Although it might not totally help you to get rid of the feeling being alone. But if you try to open up your mind and listen what I am about to say here, you will feel that you are not alone in reality. Try to ask yourself who can really help you to achieve your goal or dreams. Will it be your friend or will it be you yourself? In fact, we are all alone most of the time. Friends that we have around us is just a supporting role in our life. Therefore, there is no need to feel so lonely out there. Stop thinking about loneliness. Sometimes what and how we think indirectly contributes to how we feel. If you could try not to think about loneliness, but instead to think of how to overcome it, I believe you yourself is the best person to the answer to all your feelings. Therefore, stop thinking and start doing. Be ongoing and involve in healthy activities. If you do not know many people around you, it does not matter. This is because we have to always take initiative to get to know what we want to know. One of good ways to be in is to participate and involve yourself in activities such as helping in charity over the weekend. Share your time by helping others with and directly reduce indirectly reduce the feeling of loneliness in you. This is because the more time we spend alone, the lonelier we will feel. Ignore the way how people judge you. You might encounter situations such as your friends are indirectly telling you that you are such a loner, or they throw a question uh, on on you by asking you why are you always alone. The more people ask, the more it will make you think that you are a loner. So, what will be your response to their question? Do you actually try hard to provide an answer for them? Well, if you do, you are actually care and concerned about how people look at you. If that continues, that is when the feeling of loneliness is conquers you. Therefore, is generally good to ignore how people look at you in this situation. Um, and now it's time for the questions. And to learn more, subscribe Clarus and social media. Okay, now I will see your questions. Okay, we have two questions. The first one is I want to work in Qatar. Is it country safe? Well, yes, this country is one of the richest and safest countries in the world. So, yes. And the second one is do you have a position of waitress in Qatar? Yes, we have this position. So visit our website clarusapex.com, choose the vacancy and send us your CV. We will review your CV and we will contact with you. Now I will wait. Maybe you have some more questions. Okay, we have no questions, so I wish you to find your dream job and good luck. Goodbye.